Developing now, 4 men are facing charges in Louisiana after being arrested.
One of the men arrested is James O'Keefe. He is the...
Investigators say 2 men dressed as telephone...
O'Keefe was arrested, along with 3 others.
This 4th man who was in the truck was using some sort of listening device.
Blog run by Andrew Breitbart, but...
Of prosecutors that they take this to a grand jury and essentially deliver a formal indictment with additional felony charges.
Some Democrats are calling this case the Louisiana Watergate.
Seen here in this undercover video disguised as a pimp with his prostitute, James O'Keefe appears to enlist support for his illegal enterprise from employees of ACORN, an advocacy group which helps the poor.
Let me make sure there's a code for it, okay?
A code for prostitution?
The sting set off a firestorm of controversy. O'Keefe recently received an award for his investigation, and he promised more.
So this is not 15 minutes of fame. This is no joke. We are called to do this, and we're going to devote our lives to it.
Rarely does a piece of investigative reporting get such a big and quick response, and rarely is the undercover reporter such a fascinating character. Here's our Power Player of the Week. Didn't you break the law?
I don't know what the law is. If you want to equate the concealment of the prostitution of children with videotaping someone without their consent, that's your moral prerogative. That's your moral choice. But that's a YouTube video.
Now here lies the fundamental problem with this type of right-wing ideology. Wallace asked James O'Keefe, "Did you break the law?" O'Keefe answers, "I don't know what the law is, but if you want to equate the concealment of the prostitution of children with videotaping somebody without their consent, that's your moral prerogative. That's your moral choice. But that's just not right. No, Mr. O'Keefe, that's the law. Or have you forgotten that you're not a pimp, Hannah's not a prostitute, and there were no children being prostituted? If you want these ACORN women arrested for concealing the prostitution of children that don't exist, shouldn't we also prosecute the pimp and prostitute who planned on smuggling them into the country? It's all on video, Mr. O'Keefe, remember?"
We wanted to find out what drives O'Keefe, who describes himself as a progressive radical. And what we discovered is a special outrage with liberal hypocrisy.
If you use their rules against them, you can really just tease them and mock them and really destroy them.
As a student at Rutgers, he became fed up with political correctness, especially about race. 2 years ago, he called Planned Parenthood offices to say he wanted to donate money to abort black babies, so his child wouldn't be hurt by affirmative action.
What James O'Keefe seems unwilling or unable to understand is that we're not a nation of moral prerogatives or moral choices. We are a nation of laws. Now, it's been widely speculated that Mr. O'Keefe and his co-conspirators went to Senator Landrieu's office to see if they were ignoring incoming phone calls from constituents. Is that going to be your defense, Mr. O'Keefe? That it was your moral prerogative to participate in a conspiracy to enter a federal building and the offices of a sitting United States Senator under false pretenses so that you could determine who is or isn't answering the goddamn phone? Good luck with that.
But now O'Keefe's undercover work has left him in the sights of the FBI. Authorities claim on Monday O'Keefe posed as a visitor in Senator Mary Landrieu's New Orleans office while 2 associates impersonated employees of the telephone company, complete with tool belts and hard hats.
They were asking a number of probing questions, and that certainly, triggered some suspicion.
They are now charged with sneaking into a federal building under false pretenses and trying to tamper with the senator's phone. They could face up to 10 years in prison.